sitting around the dinner table tomorrow night may be keeping a dirty little secret. They'd rather forego the dressing, turkey, and mashed potatoes for something most people would not dare ever dream of eating.
I ate white dirt about 10 years.
I had this urge to eat dirt.
I eat white dirt.
I ate dirt and I ate dirt.
These people are referring to dirt. Yes, they'd rather eat dirt.
That white dirt was good to me. I mean, I'd rather eat that dirt than to eat food.
It's not as unusual as you may think.
There's a condition called pica, or the pica syndrome, where people have the urge to consume non-nutritional products.
Dr. Michael Hollingsworth, a family physician in Smith Station, Alabama, says understandably so, pica patients are usually embarrassed to admit they eat dirt. It's their dirty little secret.
You have to kind of investigate. A lot of them are a little bit embarrassed by it.
Dr. Hollingsworth says most people who eat dirt suffer from an iron deficiency, but coming up with that diagnosis isn't always easy.
You really have to have a little suspicion about what could be causing this person to have, most commonly, is iron deficiency. But it could be a deficiency in zinc, thiamine, niacin, any kind of a deficiency.
White dirt like this packaged in snack-sized plastic bags or in farmers markets and grocery stores all over the South. You'll notice the warning, not intended for human consumption, but we all know why it's sold and why so many people buy it. I'm standing in the middle of one of many craters just off Highway 26 near Oglethorpe. This is where people come who get a craving for white dirt. They dig for it themselves to feed their addiction. Catherine Perry says she ate white dirt over a 10-year period.
I love white dirt, and I used to eat it. Even when I was a child, I ate white dirt.
Perry says there was a big clay hill near her play area as a child.
And so one day I just went over there and just dug a piece of dirt out of it, and I just tasted it. And it looked like that was the best thing to me. And they be looking for me, you know. I'd be down there at the hill eating dirt.
So whether it's white dirt, starch, ice, cotton balls, or toilet tissue, eating non-nutritional items can wreak havoc on your health. All right, so be sure to join us again tomorrow night. I'll introduce you to a Phoenix City woman who ate so much white dirt it left her fighting for her life, all because she couldn't give up the taste. Again, that's tomorrow night at 6, and that begs the question, what does it taste like? So I brought samples. I want you guys just to
couldn't help but wonder.
It's been a while for me.
Yeah.
You know, Chester's in East Columbus used to sell this, 25 cents a bag.
So
This is really happening?
Yes.
It does happen.
We were little
That's
kids and we'd eat it.
She's like chalk.
Doesn't have much of a taste, but
No.
a lot of people crave it.
All right.
Brings back memories.
Good enough for me one time.
Have
I'm
water.
good. Yeah. All right, Matt joins us now as a look at the the weather.
You'll be all right, Matt.
That's the whipped cream, please. Yeah, something to spice it up a little bit.
Now, most of you are stuffed tonight after enjoying a big traditional Thanksgiving meal, and if you're like me, you probably went back for seconds, maybe even thirds. Well, DeLoris Washington joins us now to tell us about people who suffer from a condition that makes them crave dirt over food.
About white dirt, it don't hurt. Put it in your mouth and let it work. White dirt.
Eating white dirt is no laughing matter. It can cause some serious health issues, and perhaps no one knows that better than Ruby Jean James.
That white dirt is a danger something to eat.
James says at one point she ate a $5 bag of white dirt a day. It almost sounds like a drug addiction.
It's just like a person on crack.
I ate white dirt about 10 years until I got sick.
So sick, she had to have a series of blood transfusions because she refused to stop eating it, a condition known as pica.
And the first time I had to have 8 pints of blood. Second time I had to have 6 pints. Last time I had to have 4 pints behind white dirt. White dirt, the doctor say what it do, it absorb all your minerals that's in your body. Call you iron deficiency. It's worse than drugs.
After each blood transfusion, James says she promised her doctors and the Lord she would quit.
And I promised the Lord I wouldn't eat no more white dirt. But that next morning, you just got to have it. You run all over town, find white dirt.
if it's white dirt, sometimes they have a lot of lead in them, and lead messes with the absorption of iron in her normal diet. So that could lead her to become iron deficient, which would make her anemic.
So if you're wondering, where do people go to get this white dirt that they love so much? Well, it can be found in farmers markets and grocery stores all over our area, or you can go and just dig it up yourself. A dirt eater tipped us off about this area near Oglethorpe along Highway 26. If you look closely, you can see just how deep these craters are. Huge holes in the ground where people dig for kaolin, a clay used to make porcelain, paint, and paper. They dig deep into the white earth below to feed their habit.
Advice I give it, don't never try it. And those that's eating it, they know what I'm talking about. And I tell you, the best thing to do is go to your doctor and have him put you on iron pill or start taking iron pill.
Good advice from a woman who, after 3 close calls, was finally able to kick her white dirt habit. DeLoris, Washington, WLTZ First News.
And tomorrow night, DeLoris wraps up her series on pica syndrome with 2 more women who don't eat dirt, but you may be even more surprised at the non-nutritional items that they crave and why they say they crave them. And tonight we bring you the last installment on a series of stories about people who suffer from a condition known as pica syndrome. As DeLoris, Washington explains, it's a condition where people crave non-nutritional items like dirt, starch, even pumice stones.
I love white dirt, and I used to eat, even when I was a child, I ate white dirt until I got in my 20s. Then I became pregnant, and I was telling my doctor that I was eating white dirt, and I loved it. He said, well, you can't do that.
Dr. Sylvester McRae, an obstetrician and gynecologist at St. Francis Hospital in Columbus, deals with pica quite a bit because many women get cravings to eat dirt during pregnancy, and if not treated, it could harm the baby.
And somehow it interferes with the body's ability to absorb the iron and thus make the necessary red blood cells. If the blood count gets low enough, it can impact the baby's growth and nutrition. You can get what we call intrauterine growth retardation.
Candy Martin says a car ride home behind a dump truck during her pregnancy almost sent her over the edge.
And I just had this urge to just, like chow down on the dump truck. So later on, I was in the shower, and you know those pumice stones that you have to rub your feet? And I looked at it and I was like, man, that looks just like a concrete block. I just want to gnaw it down. And I just, in my mouth, it just curbed that urge.
That's when Candy went to see her doctor to find out she had an iron deficiency. Dr. McRae says people who crunch on large amounts of ice are also putting their health in jeopardy.
The ice itself causes the anemia. It's just as bad as the white dirt and argo starch.
Brenda Chambers also admits to suffering from pica.
But I love the texture of it, and I like the big pieces because I could crunch down on it.
But she didn't eat dirt. She ate something a little different.
I didn't want white dirt because that was gritty, but argo starch is smooth.
Chambers says her aunt ironed clothes for a living, and when she would visit her at work as a child.
But she would have this red and white box of starch. And I would just love to come in and see her ironing it, because when she would leave the room, I would go put my hand over and get a big hunk.
So whether it's white dirt, starch, ice, cotton balls, or toilet tissue, eating non-nutritional items can wreak havoc on your health. DeLoris, Washington, WLTZ First News.